It's not the Michael Zehr show today. We're just sitting here kind of talking a little bit about some events that are coming up in Tombstone that the American Legion Riders Post 24 are going to be sponsoring. So before we get into that, I want to say happy May 4th, and may the 4th be with you if you're a Star Wars fan out there. So having said that, today sitting here with Eric Quimby. Eric, appreciate you wanting to do this and coming in and sitting down. Tell us a little bit about American Legion Riders 24, about your organization.
Well, American Legion Riders are actually a organization that's part of the Legion. We're actually a support group for the Legion family itself, just like the Sons of the American Legion are as well, and so is the auxiliary. So this is a different way to try to raise money and for different VSOs, meaning Veteran Service Organizations,
Right.
and to keep our posts going. Also a way to keep some of our other brothers and sisters, sane, so to speak. Some guys and gals just like to ride, and it gives them another way to be part of the Legion besides just the Legionnaire stuff.
So they get to go out and ride, they get to raise funds, they get to have a good time, right?
That's absolutely correct. And we do overnight trips and different things like that. We're a pretty strong group over there in Tombstone. We're actually the oldest ALR in the state of Arizona. Tombstone is. That was when Florence decided.
Really?
Yeah, Florence was, and they decided to pull the plug on their program. So we're actually the oldest site in the oldest riders group in the state
That's interesting.
for the American Legion. Tombstone.
Yeah,
is.
yeah. Very cool. So tell us what you got going on this coming weekend. This will be May 5th, 6th, and 7th.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
We have a big event coming up this weekend. It's our annual Bikers for Boots. Many of you probably remember it as Boots for Troops. This is the 13th year that it's been going on. It was created to raise money for different veterans groups, for different charities. And the last 3 years, our group has we've been doing the Warrior Healing Center the last 3 years, because the Warrior Healing Center is a place that we can all come to. It's a kind of a one-stop shop here in town. They have done great things when everything else kind of disappeared for a while. Mr. Kirk and Kathy and the crew here.
Right.
And so this is where our organization is. Where we're going to give to this year. We also feel that it's very important to keep our charity local, so that it serves our folks in Cochise County. And the Warrior Healing Center does do that for us. They've helped lots of us. They've even helped me, stuff that I didn't think would be taken care of, and they have. And this is
Right.
a really good place to help out.
I think that it's really important too, because it's easy to say, yeah, I support this. It's easy to say the words, but to actually act upon them and get involved like you're doing to help the Warrior Healing Center out, I think that's a very commendable on your organization of doing that.
It's a win-win. We even did that we did our fundraiser also for the when we did our Legion stuff, which was our Christmas party, and we were able to give to the pet assistant program and to the dependent program that they have here.
Oh, wow.
So that was very, very helpful as well, because the center doesn't just help vets, it helps the families as well. And this is a good place here. But getting back to our event, like I said, it was started 13 years ago, and it used to be called Boots for Troops, and it's going to be this weekend. It's going to be May 5th and 6th. May 5th is basically a meet and greet type of event, and that's usually folks start showing up around noon, come out, hang out at the Legion, hang out in Tombstone, see whatever other things that you got going on. We'll have a karaoke on Friday night. We'll also have our taco bar was what we decided to do this year. So we'll have a taco bar that you can purchase. I don't know how much it is, but it's probably not very much, probably $6 or $7 to eat, or it might even be donations. But it'll be for this weekend.
Okay.
We have on Saturday the 6th, we'll have a poker run destination ride. We call it poker run / destination ride because we're going to head from Tombstone to Sonoyta, stop at the Shell station, and then on to Post 109 up at Corona de Tucson, another VSO. VSO's got to support VSOs, and we're going to stop there for lunch. They'll be open at 11 o'clock for us to purchase lunch.
Okay.
On the way back, the stop will be at Buddy's Bar because Buddy's Bar does a lot of stuff for the VSOs here as well. And the bar manager, she's a retired Navy, so she's a veteran like the rest of us. So we stop there and then we go back to the post to draw the rest of our cards. Bikes will be leaving out at 9:30 on Saturday morning. Registration starts at 8 o'clock. Get there for registration. The Sons of the American Legion from Post 24 will have breakfast to be served until they run out, and so they usually run out. They do breakfast every third Saturday for the riders also. Then we also have a pub crawl for those that don't want to ride. A lot of folks will come down here from different parts of the state because I know we've got riders coming down from Kingman because I know I've talked to them last weekend, so they're on their they'll be coming down here. So sometimes they might not want to ride on Saturday, or maybe you don't just ride. You can come do a pub crawl in town, and that also the cost for the Saturday event is $30 per person, which actually includes it's $50 for a couple, $30 for a person. Money goes to the Warrior Healing Center, and you also get a meal. We'll have a pulled pork meal on Saturday evening. We'll also have our auctions, which will start at 3 o'clock. We have live auction and we have silent auction items. Obviously, all the money, the proceeds will go to our VSOs here. And they had a few other events going on in Tombstone this weekend that I want to mention because I would be in trouble if I didn't. You can get down to Tombstone and you got the paranormal. They have their paranormal thing, the first annual, doing their stuff going on.
Okay.
And theirs is over at Shefflin Hall. So they'll be there. Those that aren't familiar where Shefflin Hall is, it's out on State Route 80. It's not on the main drag there on Allen Street. And we also have the bull riding going on. They'll be back doing their thing down at the Shootout Arena also on Saturday night. And those are really fun events to go to. The band that we have playing at our event is Nightlife. After all the auctions are going, I don't know if any of you all know Nightlife. A lot of people do. They're a local band. They're actually a Tombstone.
They are from Tombstone?
Guys. Yeah, they are from Tombstone. They're really, really good. They've been around a long time. And they'll be playing for us in the evening. We'll have, like I said, we'll have raffles, 50-50 drawings, and we'll just have a good old time. It's open to the public, so the event is not a closed event.
So you don't have to be American Legion member then?
No, you don't. Not on this weekend. A lot of events that we have are open to the public, especially big fundraisers like what we're doing.
Right. And all of the events that you're talking about, other than the bull riding and the paranormal, but the ones for the American Legion riders, it actually takes place at the American Legion there in Tombstone, correct?
Yes, 205 Allen Street. It's on the north end of town. We'll have part of the street blocked off for parking and such.
Is that when you're coming in, like on Charleston Road? Is it on that end of Allen, or is it at the other end? Because I know you said north, so
yeah. It's as soon as you come in from Sierra Vista on Charleston, instead of you just hang that quick right going towards Allen Street, and it's right there on the right, just around the corner from the Four Deuces Saloon, 1 block from the OK Corral. We're not in the blocked in area where you can't drive down the street, but we're just a block from that place, across from the OK Cafe.
How long have you personally been participating in these events?
I've been personally participating in these events here now for about the last 6 years.
6 years? And what does it mean to you to go to these events?
It means a lot to me. I got away from, wasn't with my VSOs for a while when I was really busy working, and it's real nice to get back to being a member of the Legion and being a member of the Riders, riding with other folks, because the Legion Riders are kind of unique. We're not we are a riding club is what we are, and we are part of the Legion family. You have to be part of the Legion family to be a rider. So then you have to obviously have a bike. But we also have a program that you can be a supporter as well. Even if you don't ride, you can just be a supporter, come hang out at our meetings, and that doesn't cost any money. That's free.
Okay.
But you still have to be a member of the Legion family.
Corner of Allen and 2nd Street. Same last name. Is that a relative?
No.
No? Hey, I'm gullible, so you can.
It could be. we could say it's a relative.
Yeah.
It's all relative.
So when you go to these events, it's really nice because you get that camaraderie, like you're talking about, with other people that maybe you haven't seen for a while. Get to reestablish, maybe friendships you said that you had been missing out on.
Oh, absolutely. You got your brother and sisterhood, that stuff that you just can't put a price on. And the Legion is an important part of an important VSO that we have. All the veteran service organizations are important, but that's also important. And this event's very, very important to us because this money stays here in our community.
Okay.
And that's what makes it even more important. We've had many of our folks going through the center here to help us out, and it's been really a good experience.
Now, because I've never been on one, this is why I'm asking, pure curiosity out of myself. When you mentioned on the poker run, you said that you were going to be stopping at another veteran service organization in Tucson?
In Tucson, at Corona Day Tucson.
Right.
It's on Sahuarita Road and Houghton Road. It's American Legion Post 109. And the reason that we try to include, last year we had our stops. Last year our stops went to Post 16 in Bisbee and Post 52 in Sierra Vista did our lunch for us.
Okay.
This year we're moving it. We're going a little bit north with it because we got to kind of rotate it around every year. Next year we'll probably end up to the east, like out towards Sunsites. But it's real important. Like we make sure that a VSO is one of our stops, and that creates more traffic into their post, and it also gives them a little bit of more money for their post for that weekend, so they can do the good things that they do as well.
Wow.
And the riders are not doing the Post 109 riders are not going to be the ones doing the lunch. It's going to be their Combat Vet Association that they have in their Legion. They have a group of combat vets, and they're doing the lunch for us, and they're members of 109.
And then you said on the way back you're stopping at Buddy's Bar, and that's in Whetstone, right? Whetstone, Huachuca City area, in that area. And I know in the past that Buddy's Bar, because you had mentioned them, have done some of these fundraisers that the Legion had participated in there. I think they had some kind of a Christmas drive.
Yeah, they do we have a toy run that we do. This will be our third year this coming year. And Buddy's Bar is actually our starting point, and we go to Tombstone. We have a parade in town and kind of a party back at our post at the end. And that's our toy drive for our Christmas party that we do in Tombstone. We just give out the kids to the toys to the kids that need them. And that's the way that we help our auxiliary and help our community. We also the toy run, the registration money for the toy run goes to our junior ROTC program in Tombstone. They do a lot of good things for our post, and we got to give back because those are our brothers and sisters. The young kids will be ones protecting us down the line, and it's real important to support organizations like that because they are very important to our. Just in my heart, man, it's just the way that it is, and that's what we do over there. But Buddy's has been real gracious. They do a breakfast over there for us, and it's a donation breakfast for our toy run. And Buddy's does a lot of good stuff in the community as a whole. For any organization that needs help, they are there for them 100%.
And when you guys do some of your events at the Legion too, don't you also encompass not only Tombstone but some of the surrounding areas, like maybe St. David or any of those smaller areas like that?
Yeah, when we do our toy giveaway, we don't turn anybody away. The kid that needs something, and we not only have toys there for them, the auxiliary also has clothes for them. Last year I was at when I was at the Christmas party that our auxiliary does. It's the weekend or the week after Thanksgiving, and it was real touching to watch some of them kids in there. We had a kid that was more excited that we actually had a pair of shoes that fit her than a toy. She
Isn't
could care
that
less about a
something?
toy. That
Oh.
shoe was more important.
Wow.
And it just hits you right here, you know?
Yeah. It's like a reality check.
Absolutely.
So, going back to the events coming up on this weekend, because we talked a little bit about that, and you mentioned that it was a poker run. You don't actually play poker, right? That's just what it's called. That's
No, you
just
draw
kind of-
5 cards, and we have a high
you
hand
do?
and a low hand.
Okay.
We do play, but we draw our cards, and whoever has the winning hand gets a percentage of what we give out for the money. It's usually
wow.
$100, and they'll get $100, and whoever has the low hand, they usually get $100 also to do with it as they want. So we have a high hand and a low hand, but we mix our pub crawl and our ride guys together with who has the highest card. So it's based on overall participation, who has the high or low hand.
So, what is it that you're looking forward to this weekend the most out of all these events that you guys are doing?
Well, I'm looking forward to the Bikers for Boots.
Bikers for Boots.
That is the event that I'm looking forward to the most, because that's our event,
right.
and it's for our VSOs. It's to help out our veterans 100% directly to our veterans. It's not going to any profit or anything else like that.
Wow. Tell us, is there anything else that you want to let everybody know about this event that's coming up?
Yeah, we have another event coming up in August. Our auxiliary has their quarterly auction. By the way, those that remember the quarterly auction, it's back, and that's open to the public. That's the way our auxiliary, that's their major fundraiser, and they haven't done one in a couple of years.
Oh, that went away when COVID hit?
Yeah.
Is that what happened? Oh, okay.
Yeah. So,
tell us a little bit about that if you can.
What I do know about the event that the auxiliary have, I don't have the exact date.
Right,
but
right.
It'll be in August of this year, and they'll get donation items from different businesses and stuff. You know, all the ways from, you know, maybe a picture that you put on your wall to ammunition, and they'll have their auction where you it's a silent type auction where you just kind of bid on items, and then whoever's the highest bidder or whose ticket gets drawn, I'm not sure which way they're going to do it this year, but they win the item. The post is also open on that weekend. We have another big event coming up down here, and this is a pretty big deal too. And this is and the money for the quarterly auction, I'll get back to the auxiliary, that goes to VSOs as well.
Okay.
They spread that money around. Whenever people come in and ask for money, they got money in their bank account, and it just goes in one hand and out the other. We're kind of like a hamster in a wheel where we never get out of the wheel. We just keep giving and going back and giving and going back. It's kind of what we're supposed to do. We have another event coming up in September, and that's the 14th through the 16th. It's another riders event. It's the Western Romp. Western Romp is we're all 11 Western states, and you don't have to be necessarily from the 11 Western states to attend the event. But they all get together it's kind of a big bike rally for the American Legion.
Oh, see, that answers one of the questions I was going to ask you. If they had if the ALR ever had like a big, like a convention type or ride like that. So
that's
very cool.
That's a Western states thing. I know they do it. I believe they do it in the Midwest too as well. But I'm not familiar with the Midwest one. That event's September 14th. Through the 14th through the 16th, and that's going to be, we could have up to 400 riders. That money right there that's raised for that goes back to whatever charities we see fit that need to be fit. We got to do repairs to our post as well, so you always got to put money back into the place that your house. So that money just kind of goes to, and the post is a VSO charity as well. So that's where the funds that we're raising. This is only the second time that event's going to be in has ever been in Arizona. And I believe it's been going on about 10 years. I know we got riders coming down as far north as Alaska, because they've already got their rooms booked in Tombstone.
Okay.
And
that's a long way to come, huh?
And the reason we just ended up with it, we put our name in the hat and poof, we got picked, man. So
wow.
You know, it's kind of it's actually a pretty big deal. It's a big event, and one of our other guys, and the guy named Chris Bybee's the one that brought the event to us because he used to be up in Oregon, and he's leading up the event. Real good guy, retired Navy guy.
Oh.
I just had to give him a little plug.
So Dee had said that the auxiliary event is going to be on August 5th, and that will provide more flyers when they're created. And that was another thing I was going to ask you is if you could come back every couple months and kind of give us an update as these events are coming up so we can let the community know what's going on.
I would be glad to do that, to help out, to let you know what's going on with our post.
Great. Because I think that the American Legion, I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. I know the American Legion does a lot of great, not only for veterans, but as you heard Eric say earlier, they provide for a lot of their community and people that don't even have to be a member of the American Legion that need, like the Christmas story. That's just amazing. So I would encourage people to support the American Legion up in Post 24 up in Tombstone. Sounds like a very nice place. I've never been there, and I'm gonna take my own advice and I'm gonna stop by.
Appreciate that.
All right. Thank you, Eric.
I have to give another shout out to our two gals that have put together the not the Western Romp, but the Bikers for Boots this weekend. That are putting it together. And that's Cindy Villa and Dee Quimby. Okay. So those two gals have been working hard to get this event together for a whole year. There's also many other members that we have that are on our committee that are going to help make this happen. But like I told them gals, come game time, we'll all be there and we'll have a good time. And it's a great party. It's really enjoyable, and it's for a great cause, and it's just great. It's fun.
Well, one of the biggest causes that the Warrior Healing Center has here is preventing veteran suicide. And that's a very important issue that doesn't always get talked about or reported on a lot. And I think that the work that they do here trying to combat veteran suicide is very, very important. We need to engage our veterans and give them things to do and keep them busy so that it's very important to get them engaged and get them going.
And I agree with that, and that's what's great about the center here, because we got stuff like, for us, some of us ride our motorcycles. I know they have a group here that does crafts and they do music stuff, and they also have a guy here that does I call it the pedal bikes, the guys that ride the bikes in town.
Yeah, Velovets. Uh-huh.
There's always there's something. We all have different ways of coping with things, and
right.
And to have this place here, it's just really helpful because you can find where you need to fit in to help to be better.
And there's great support groups here too as well. So depending on what you're looking for, I mean, the hardest thing to do is to ask for help, but you got to set that aside and take that first step, and that first step is walking through the door and filling out an intake here at the Warrior Healing Center and letting them assist you. There's no shame in needing help. No shame.
I had a platoon sergeant tell me, and it stuck with me in my head for all my life so far. And I've been out of the service since '95. He always said, "There's no shame in my game."
Mm-hmm.
Don't ever be ashamed.
Yeah, I remember I interviewed you about a year ago. So if anybody wants to see that interview, it's on the Warrior Healing Center Facebook page, and look back probably about a year, and you'll get to see all of Eric's and your service and stuff to our country. I haven't watched it in a while, so I can't pick things off the top of it, but I love it when veterans come in and they sit down and they tell their stories, because it's important. It needs to be told, and I appreciate you coming in and doing this, and I look forward to having you come in and sitting down and giving us some updates on what they're going to be doing at the American Legion Post 24 up in Tombstone. Any last words?
Thanks. Appreciate you letting us have some time today to speak on this event.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's tomorrow, but it's still, you guys can come on out.
and it's an important event because it's not only are they, yeah, it's fundraising, right? But it's also just go to have a good time.
It's camaraderie.
Yeah, leave your troubles behind. Go out, have some fun, and enjoy the weekend. So may the 4th be with you again. A happy Star Wars Day, and we'll see you tomorrow as I do my morning show. I don't know who I'm going to interview yet, but I'm going to find someone. So you guys have a great weekend, and please go support American Legion Post 24 this weekend in Tombstone, and check out the Boots event that they've got going up there. It's a great organization, and they got good hearts, and they're doing the right thing for the right cause. So thank you again, Eric. Appreciate it.
You, brother.
All right. Take care, everybody. Bye.